guys, today we're heading over to the hospital, Clark Medical Hospital. I have to see a doctor over here, get my prescriptions filled for my type 2 diabetes. That's right guys, I'm a type 2 diabetic. 2010 I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Actually I inherited it, and yes, you can inherit diabetes. My grandmother had it, my 3 great uncles had it, my great aunt had it, skipped a generation, and I got it. But anyways, that's where we're heading. Back in the States, what I did was, prior to coming over here, my insurance, my prescription plan allowed me to get 180 days worth of medication. So I took the medication, put it in my luggage that went under the plane. Never had an issue nor a problem with that. My insulin that I was taking, I put in a cooler with ice and actually carried that on the plane. Never got questioned about it. No one ever said anything about it, so I didn't have that problem. What else? You know, here in the Philippines, when I come here, I have 3 medications I take orally and insulin. When I come to the Philippines, I drop my insulin and just take oral medication, and my insulin levels or my sugar levels stay down. I don't know what it is. I've heard other guys had told me the same thing. I know a guy with high blood pressure, when he gets here, his blood pressure goes down. Is it the warm weather? Is it the food? I don't know. Is it less stress from, you know, living in the States? I really don't know, but something makes it go down. I know back in the States, the food, just eating bad food alone, you know, and the lack of exercises, and the everyday living and the stress of everyday living in the States, you know, plays a toll on the body. But anyways, I actually ran out of medication about a month ago, and I know my sugar levels are high, so I'm seeing the doctor today, the specialist, to get my medication, or actually to get scripts. So what we're going to do is get the scripts and go to the pharmacies and fill up the medication and compare prices to what I was paying back in the States. My prescription plan back in the States covered my medication, but not 100%. I still had out-of-pocket expenses, but it's going to be interesting to see how much the medication cost is here compared to the medication cost back in the States. Anyways, guys, that's what we're going to do today, and let's go compare prices of medication. All right, guys. Yeah, so now I'm back from my doctor's visit. Actually made an appointment, so there wasn't a problem there. You do have to make an appointment with some doctors, and if they have a busy or a full schedule, they'll let you know, and you can reschedule it some other time. But anyways, I got back from the doctor's office now. Give you a little rundown of the cost of things. The doctor visit itself was 700 pesos, roughly about 14 US dollars for an office visit. We did talk and go over the medication that I'm on and everything, and she is giving me a new medication that I have to take. She wants me back on my insulin, and she also wants me on this new medication. I can't pronounce the name, but it's actually 2 medications in 1 pill, slow release. The insulin I take is Lantus. I take that at night, and Lantus is a pen full of insulin and that you inject, and it's a slow release, 24-hour slow release insulin along with these pills. Slow release pills, 24 hours. So the objective now is to bring my sugar back down under control. I'm going to see her in another 3 weeks and go from there. We discussed a few things, and one of the things that we discussed is to eventually get back off the insulin. But right now we're combining these 2 medications and lower my sugar levels, so get that under control first. The Lantus, I checked on the Lantus here. You can go to Mercury Drugstore, you can go to Mason Drugstore. There's drugstores pretty much all over the place. Just checking around, getting prices. They all run about the same. You might save a few pesos here and there on some medications. But the Lantus that I take, and I only use one a month of the Lantus pen, and that's 800 pesos, roughly 16 US dollars. The pills that I'm on, those are 70 pesos each, 2,100 pesos for a 30-day supply, or roughly about $42. The needles that I need for my Lantus pen, you got to change the needles out on the pen every time you inject yourself. The needles are 15.50 pesos each, or roughly $9.30 US dollars for a 30-day supply. So you're looking at a grand total of medication that I'm on for the month, 3,365 pesos, or $67.30 US dollars, $67.30 US dollars for the month. Now I do have a lot of the Lantus here that I brought over from the States that I didn't use. Keep it in the refrigerator and they're good to go. I was probably paying close to $100 for 3 medications and Lantus for a 90-day supply back in the States. So yes, the medication is cheaper back in the States if you have a prescription plan. If you don't, it's going to run you a fortune. The swap here is doctor's visits, hospital visits, blood tests, x-rays, urinalysis are dirt cheap here. Your medication here is a little on the high side. So it's a trade-off, you know. I know back in the States, my copay just for a doctor's visit, I just checked, was $20. So $14 here, $20 back in the States. Like I said, I've been diagnosed since 2010 for my diabetes, and I have type 2, it's not type 1. Type 2, you can control it. Watch what you eat. Don't eat, you know, basically like a pig. Control your food. Control the food you're taking into your body. Drink plenty of water. Stay away from the alcohol. I do drink, and maybe once a week, give or take. Sometimes I won't even drink, but maybe once a month. So if you're coming to the Philippines and you have diabetes and you're a drinker, I don't know. You know, I don't know. You know, if you got the money to pay for the medication, then I guess, you know, drink away. Is it a death sentence having type 2 diabetes? No. My grandmother, she lived close to 90 years old. My great aunts and uncles, they lived late 80s, some of them into the early 90s. So it's all about, you know, watching what you eat, watching your intake. It's not a death sentence here come to the Philippines if you have type 2 diabetes. I'm not familiar with type 1. I do know Louisa had a friend whose husband just passed away, and he was a type 1 diabetic, but he didn't watch his intake. He drank every night. He was out eating all kinds of food. She had told me multiple times she had to take him to the emergency room because, you know, he went into a diabetic coma. So, you know, did he ask for it? I don't know. You know, it's just a matter of taking care of yourself. Exercise. We walk a lot here. It's been very, very hot, so I haven't walked as much. You know, I guess I could, you know, is that an excuse? Sure, because I can go to the mall and walk around in the mall. But exercise, that's another thing, exercising. So exercising, watching your food intake, watching your alcohol intake, drinking plenty of water, Those are the keys that I have learned to keep my blood sugar under control. So yeah, that's the plan right now, and I'll be going back in 3 weeks to see her and see how things go, see what my blood sugar is like. And like I said, the goal is to get me off my insulin again and just be on the oral medication. So anyways, guys, if you got any input, let me know. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Give me some thumbs up, thumbs down. Choice is always yours. And leave some comments, and I'll get back to you, and we'll talk to you guys later. All right.